Howdy y'all, my name's Corey from Travel the Board, and I just got back from Gen Con. And we're going to take a look at my haul and everything I bought there. Okay, lift with your legs. Lift with your legs. Let's start opening things. And of course, we start with the big bag. Oh, goodness. Okay, so let's start with what was one of my very first pickups at Alright, so let's start with what was one of my very first pickups at Gen Con. Going into the convention, I had a list of games that I knew were going to be there, and my intention was to first buy these games and then worry about finding all the hidden gems that you try to go to Gen Con for. So, one of the first games I picked up was from Arcane Wonders, Foundations of Metropolis. So, if you are familiar with the game Foundations of Rome by Emerson Matsuuchi, this is his smaller, condensed version of that. So, Foundations of Rome took the world by storm last year. Huge, sprawling, miniature buildings all over the place. A like medium weight Euro game that takes up your entire table with this building this awesome Roman city, basically. Well, that's a very daunting game to get to the table, even though the weight of the game, playability-wise, isn't that high. It's also a very expensive game because of how detailed the miniatures are. You can get the ones, I think it's called, with the sun drop finish on it, make it look even prettier, all this stuff, right? I want the game very badly, but like I said, it is a quite expensive game. Foundations of Metropolis is the follow-up game to that, which basically takes all of the fun of Foundations of Rome, modernizes the theme, and puts it in a much more condensed and easier to get to the table package. So this one, just looking at it, immediately the components are obviously, I don't want to say lower quality, but they're not the extremeness that Foundations of Rome are. These are just your regular components, and they're very nice, but they are just, you know, cubes and cylinders and blocks and pieces of money and cardboard, you know, just your normal game. However, this was perfect for me because getting the larger games like Foundations of Rome to the table with my group can be difficult, but getting something like this and just throwing it out on the table and busting it out real quick is a perfect way to get such a sprawling game to the table quickly. So also, Arcane Wonders, the publisher behind this game, they also had a coupon in this year's Gen Con coupon book where you could buy one game, get one free. So basically, I bought this game and I was able to get one of their smaller, cheaper games for free. Well, they had a selection of them, but only one of them caught my eye. So that's what I got. I got for free the Secret Neighbor Party game. So I know nothing about this game, but it was free. And the other games that they had for free didn't really tickle my fancy. I wasn't all about it, but I like the Secret Neighbor video games. So I saw this party game and I was like, hey, it's a free game. Let's give it a try. I like the theme. I like the IP. Why not? So Foundations of Metropolis, a free Secret Neighbor Party game. There you go. Let's move on. Get out of here. Be gone. Making demon sounds. Next! So Elf Creek is one of my favorite publishers. They come out with fantastic games. They've got Merchants of the Dark Road, Honey Buzz, things like that. I love Elf Creek games. Well, I have a problem, and Elf Creek hopefully has fixed this problem for me. The holidays are a great time to play games. You have people over, you have parties, you have family gatherings, things like that. Perfect time to break out some games. Well, Halloween is incredibly simple to find a game to play. Just bust out Horrified, all of these right here, throw them on the table, and you're done. Horrified's perfect for... It's also cooperative. It's perfect for Halloween. There's not a great Christmas game out there, in my opinion. My go-to Christmas game that I have has been 12 Days. It's just a little card game. The fact that it has Christmas pictures on it is the only thing that makes it Christmas. You could put any theme on it, and it would match. It's just a little card game, but that's what I've been breaking out for Christmas. Well, Elf Creek game came out with Santa's Workshop. Santa's Workshop is a midway Euro game that plays in like 30 to 45 minutes, and you are truly playing elves, making toys for Christmas for Santa to deliver. And like the theme, it looks to me like it's truly there. You're taking care of the reindeer. You're making toys. Santa's in it. You're decorating the trees that look like you are actually playing a Christmas themed game. So this game is perfect for those those Christmas parties, those Christmas gatherings that you have where you get your friends together and you're all doing present swapping, but before or after you bust out some games, this is the perfect game for Christmas. Also, so I don't have children, but for those of you that do, this game also has a back side of the board, which transforms this game from a mid-weight Euro game to a children's game. It is much more simplified. There's a lot less complex actions going on. It plays slightly quicker. So if you have kids, this is even the better game for you because you can play this with your significant other or your friends on the more regular side of the board. I don't want to say expert, but the regular side of the board. And then when it's time to play with the kids, you flip it over, you play the easier children's side. And what kid is not going to want to play an elf building toys and taking care of reindeer at Christmas time? Like, that sounds fantastic. I wish I had a game like this as a kid. So Santa's Workshop was an easy pickup for me. The moment I saw it, I talked to the guy at Elf Creek. This game immediately shot to the top of my list, and I picked it up right away. Santa's Workshop. Be gone. You're still on screen. Be gone. Good job. Moving on. Also from Elf Creek, one of the games I just mentioned that is fantastic in every way is Honey Buzz. I have the deluxe version. I have the better components. I have everything that you could possibly buy for Honey Buzz. Funny enough, last year at Gen Con, I walked up to the Elf Creek booth and I looked at the guy and I was like, hey, just get me everything you've ever made for Honey Buzz and set it right here in front of me. And he was like, everything. I was like, yep, if it's been made for Honey Buzz, components, game, expansions, I don't care what it is, just lay it right here in front of me and give me a total. He starts stacking things up and he gets me to the end and he's like, here's your total. I'm like, cool, here's money. And he's like, well, just because you're insane and bought all this, here's you a free pen. I was like, cool, gimme. So now I own everything for Honey Buzz. This year at Gen Con, they had to come out with another expansion. So of course, I had to pick it up. I present to you Honey Buzz Fall Flavors. So this game in particular, or expansion, is a modular expansion. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means that there are many different ways to change the game inside of this box, and you can mix and match them. There are 5 different modules in this game where you can go, this game, I want to play with Module 1 that adds leaves, and Module 3 that adds nectar, but I don't want to play 2, 4, or 5. Or you could play 1, 4, and 5, or you could play 5 and 2, or just 5. Like, you pick how many modules you want to add to the game from this box, and you add them into it. I really like modular expansions because, honestly, there's 5 in here. Something tells me I'm going to love 2, like 2, and not feel so hot about the 5th one. So I like when they come out with expansions that do different things, that you don't have to play with each one to make it balanced. You can mix and match them how you want. So I can't wait to get to the table and figure out which modules I like and which ones I don't, and which ones I want to play together and like mix and match and experiment with the game. Because Honey Buzz is such a great game. I can't wait to add this one to the table. So that's Honey Buzz Fall Flavors. Be gone. Hey, that went off the camera right away. Next! So I mentioned Halloween. I mentioned Horrified. Ravensburger does it again and gives us more Horrified, as they should. We cannot get enough of Horrified. This game continues to impress. Why did none of you tell me it's upside down? Well, now I'm embarrassed. Retake. Horrified! Yeah! First take, first try. Swish, Kobe, rip. So, Horrified. This entire series has been fantastic. From the first one to the Greek monsters, everything about Horrified has been awesome. I have them all right here. American monsters, Greek monsters, they're all fantastic. And I cannot wait to add World of Monsters to it. We got Cthulhu. Does the rest of the characters matter? Like, seriously. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm excited. Characters are going to be awesome. There's the Sphinx. There's the Yeti. There's awesome characters. But we have Cthulhu in Horrified. I'm excited for this. This is amazing. This is going to be super cool. So, Horrified has become a staple in my friend group. My friend group really likes cooperative games. My friend group really likes this whole pick up and deliver aspect with the mini games for each monster where you're trying to do each individual thing. And my player group also loves the monsters. American monsters, we have one of our guys is obsessed with Mothman, and then like one of our guys is super obsessed with like the old ones like Dracula and things like that. And who's not obsessed with Cthulhu in this hobby? Like everyone, right? So we've added Cthulhu to Horrified. I have a piece of advice for Ravensburger if they're going to keep adding on to Horrified. We want to mix and match these characters. So for your next expansion, can you please release some kind of modular board where we can mix and match all these characters into one game? Like, I don't know how you'll do it. It probably is impossible, but it would be super cool to get some kind of modular board that we could piece together different creatures from each game into one awesome thing. I want Cthulhu, I want Mothman, I want the Yeti, I want Dracula, and I want them all on one game. I would love to be able to mix and match these. Just a thought. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me how amazing that would be. Moving on. Next! So, when I went to the Dice Tower meetup at Gen Con, I finally played Thunder Road Vendetta, and it was super fun. It was amazing. And last year, there were 2 amazing racing games, if you want to count Thunder Road as a racing game, which it is, but it's also just a carnage game, let's call it that, destroy everything in sight game. Well, the other one absolutely cleaned up at the Dice Tower Awards last year in 2023. I did not get to play it for the entire year, so for those of you who have already got to play this game, I am so jealous. But it's finally time this collection picked up some heat. Heat is currently the racing game to play. There's nothing else to say about it. You get in car, you go fast, you race to finish line. That's Heat. It looks incredible. Like I have been wanting this game since the Dice Tower Awards last year. This was top of my list to pick up, even though it's not even a 2024 release. I could have bought this on Amazon. I could have got this at any point. But I wanted to buy it at Gen Con because I missed out last year. I finally have Heat. I don't even have anything else to say about this game, except for now that I'm back from Gen Con, this will be the first game that hits the table. I can promise that. So, I finally have Heat. Next! I'm running out of room to slide you. Yep. Okay. It's gone. Next! God, I'm so stupid. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. I am a big basketball fan. On top of being a huge board gamer, I'm also a huge basketball fan. NBA, everything, right? I'm currently wearing, and in most of my videos, wearing a Lakers hat. Anyway, so huge basketball fan. So I think we most know in board games, for those of us that are sports fans, sports have not been done super well in board games up to this point. Most sports games tend to be an afterthought. They tend to be okay at best. They're typically not the thing that really take over in gaming that well. Well, as a basketball fan, I just felt the need and the desire to have the best one I could possibly find for my collection. And that brings me to Basket Boss. So, no offense to the designer, the publishers, or anything like that. I think you probably could have came up with a better name, but the cover art is beautiful. Cover art, I absolutely love. I love this like old school theming look. Like this looks fantastic. The actual gameplay is exactly what I want as far as the entire idea of the game is being a general manager for a team and collecting players to play on your team. I love that. I genuinely love that. Every single time I used to play 2K back in the day, everyone's favorite game mode was the general manager mode or the team captain mode, whatever it was called on whichever 2K version you played. But being able to build your team and watch them play was always the funnest part. So that brings this to a board game. And also, they don't exactly have the license or the rights to all the different players in the league. But like they did take a bunch of the players and change their name. But you know who they're talking about. Let's see who I have on here. I have Stephen Ash. That doesn't sound like Steve Nash at all. We have Kevin Timbernet. That doesn't sound like Kevin Garnett, who played for the Timberwolves at all. One more here. We have, where are another player? They're too small! Anyway, there's a couple of examples. Basketball. I love basketball. It's a board game. I'm me. Duh. There you go. I've learned. I gotta go that way now. Okay, let's return to Ravensburger, who continues to slay at Gen Con every year. Once again, if you saw the Lorcana line this year, it was not like it was in 2023, but oh my god, it was still very long. Lorcana, if you like Lorcana, you do you. You do you. I'm happy for you. I hope you got what you want. Lorcana, not for me. For those of you who didn't want to wait in a line for like 2.5 hours or however long it took to get to the front of the Ravensburger line to buy whatever game you wanted that wasn't named Lorcana, here's a hint for you. In the back of the playtest hall, there is a Ravensburger booth, literally in the back of the playtest hall, where they sell, I think, every game not named Lorcana at. I picked up Horrified and the games I'm about to show you. I walked directly to their booth. There was no one in line, and I just grabbed it, and there it was. Like, I picked up all these games with no line, and I bought them in like 10 seconds. Super easy. So if you didn't know that, they do it every year. They have a booth in the playtest hall. Do not wait in that insane line for Ravensburger if you're only picking up Lorcana or whatever their hot game is. So just a tip, it works for me every year. I've done it 2 years in a row. Anyway, so Horrified is a huge, like, series for them, right? Well, their other huge series I have right over there, every single one they've ever made. Villainous, Disney Villainous, Star Wars Villainous, Marvel Villainous. There was a third one I couldn't think of, and I was like, I'm staring at it. It's right there. Got it. And technically Pixar Villainous, but it's technically Disney. Whatever. I don't care. Argue in the comments about it. But I picked up the next two. So, for Star Wars Villainous, we got the Darth Maul edition. It has Darth Maul and Captain Phasma. I personally think, because the first Star Wars Villainous, it obviously had Darth Vader. I think the moment we saw that it didn't have Darth Maul, we were all waiting with our money set to the side, with it ready to go the moment it came out. We went ahead and got in that budget, and we set aside the Darth Maul Villainous money. I've been waiting for this one, and here it is. Who doesn't love Darth Maul? He is the coolest villain in all of Star Wars. Come at me, bro. He is definitely the coolest. Love Darth Maul. Super happy he is now in Villainous. And next, we have the Disney/Pixar, yes, Villainous, yes. So the cover one on this one is King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. Everybody's a little curious why they went with King Candy, because the other villain is Shere Khan from Jungle Book. Shere Khan is definitely more popular. I think Ravensburger is trying in the past couple of their boxes to really highlight the Pixar characters that have been coming to Villainous, so I think that's why they went with King Candy. I like King Candy in the movie, so I don't have a problem with it, but I know some people were a little bit like, why him instead of Shere Khan? Shere Khan's so iconic. I think that's why, and I understand it. You really want to push that Pixar theme forwards. With that being said, Ravensburger, as a Ratatouille fan, can I get a Chef Skinner, please? Like, where's my chef at? I need my chef in the game because I need Remy and Linguini in the game. Come on, bruh. Let me know in the comments what character you want to come to any of the Villainouses next. For me, it's Chef Skinner from Ratatouille. More Villainous. Moving on. The big bag is done. We move on. Here's the part of video you didn't know you were going to get. This is also an unboxing video because my next game came in its own little box. So, let's cut it open. Hey, I didn't cut anything inside. Good job, yay! Oh, it's so pretty! Oh my god, it's so pretty! Let's go to Japan! So, this was the first game I picked up in the hall. The moment I walked through the doors, the AEG booth was right there in my face, and it was taunting me. Taunting me. Because Let's Go to Japan is the most recent Kickstarter that I regret not backing. I literally was on Kickstarter so many times with my finger hovering the back button, ready to back this project, but I didn't. Oh, it's just, I'd already backed so many things and money, and I was saving up for Gen Con. Hindsight's 2020, because obviously I ended up buying a Gen Con. I should have just backed the Kickstarter, but like, I just wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not. But this game looks incredible. Literally day one when I got to Gen Con at the Stink, the first game I saw on the table that people were playing was Let's Go to Japan. And this game, AEG, first off, it's already popular, clearly. People are loving it. This might be one of the most expandable games I've ever seen. Who doesn't want to play Let's Go to Australia? Let's Go to Canada? Let's Go to New York? Like, who doesn't want to play the Let's Go series? Like, let's just go all over the world. Who doesn't want to play that? Like, they can just keep replicating this game over and over and over. This could, I'm not saying it will. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But this has the potential to do something like Ticket to Ride and just bring us all over the world and just be huge. So, like, this series is going to be awesome. I bought, funny enough, because I didn't back it, the Kickstarter version. So, I got the base game. It comes wrapped up. It's so cool. Ugh. Let's unwrap it. Let's unwrap it. How does one unknot the knots? Oh my god, they double knotted it. No! Oh, your brain power is higher than mine. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just realized this is the box. This is the ceramic token bowls I was showing you. I didn't even look at that. Oh, so here's the game. Oh, and it came in this. That's so pretty. And then this is just the upgrade token bowls. That's so cool. Oh, I can't wait to get this one out. This one's going to be awesome. Let's Go to Japan. Is that all that's in the box? I should make sure. So the only thing I didn't pick up for Let's Go to Japan was the play mats. My budget was running a little thin once I picked this up, and or I was going to pick it up later, but then I went back and I was like, oh, the budget's so thin right now. So I might end up getting the playmats later, but for now, I don't have the playmats. I definitely want them because if you know me as a gamer, I am a completionist. So I'll probably end up getting them, but for now, I don't have the playmats, but I'm super excited to have Let's Go to Japan. Moving on. All right, last bag. Let's get to it. Boom. So I went to Moonshot Games, which is a local game store in Indianapolis. They have a booth at Gen Con every year. It's in the back left corner by the concession stands, if you're not sure, but they've been there most years. They have a huge TikTok that I love watching. Hayden, who I interview every year, I interviewed him in 2023 and 2024. If you want to go check out my Gen Con vlogs to go see that interview amongst others, I asked Hayden a question. I said, hey, I want a game for me and my wife that we can enjoy together. I don't want it to be too complicated or too long. I want it just to be a game that we're going to enjoy together. And he said his and his wife's favorite game is the king of games, Reiner Knizia's Lost Cities. Lost Cities is a classic game. I've heard about this game for years because when you get into board gaming, this is one of the first games you'll probably hear about. First off, Cosmos is a wonderful publisher. Reiner Knizia has probably released more games than every other designer combined in the history of gaming. His list of games he has published, you know how you hit the little scroll bar and it gets the arrow and it goes 1,000 miles an hour down? That's what his list of published games does, is it just goes and goes and goes and goes, and you're like, okay, surely I'm at the end. Oh, I'm only in the L's. Okay, let's just keep going. He has released so many games. Lost Cities is by far one of his best and most popular games that people have ever played. Me and Lauren will 100% be playing this very, very, very soon. Next, I've only got a couple actual games left. Actually, we're getting towards the end. So, Longshot is an awesome little dice-rolling horse racing game that is super fun and is one of my favorite games in my collection that I can just bust out and let's all have a great time. Well, for a long time, I have wanted a pocket game. I've never had a good pocket game. A lot of people recommend the Mintworks series because there's so many of them, and while they look good, I'm just not sure. Then there's the Oink Games, which also comes out with some good ones. Deep Sea Adventure is something that definitely piques my interest. But none of those really stood out for me. But then I went and found a pocket, basically Longshot the game. This one is basically played just with cards that are basically shaped like sticks of gum. They have an entire series of things like this, and they're you could literally buy tons of them. There's 8 or 9 in a series of different games that you can play. They all play differently, but of course I had to get the Longshot one because I love the larger game itself. And it just looks like a pack of gum. You shove it in your pocket and you just bust it out wherever you want to. I would love to have had this game at the Stink or at different points in the convention just to have in my pocket and pull out whenever I was sitting around waiting with someone or chilling. This would have been a great game to have at the beginning of the convention. So now, next year, when you see me walking around Gen Con, there is a pretty high chance I will have this game in my pocket. And if you want to play it with me, just say, hey, you got that game with you? And I'll bust it out and we'll play a game. Because it plays in, is that 25 minutes or seconds? I don't know, but it's super sweet. Surely to goodness that's minutes. I wish this game played 25 seconds. You draw one card. Longshot, the gum stick board game. Boom. Alright, and this I believe is the last game I picked up. So, like I said, I'm into board games, right? I collect Funko Pops, right? I love basketball. I love sports in general. I'm a huge sports guy. Well, something that comes with the territory is I'm also a gym rat. If you haven't seen my vlog series, we end almost every single night in the hotel gym because I gotta get that swole on every single night. I was walking past the Pandasaurus booth because they're a great publisher, great company, have some great games. I was like, let's see what they got going on this year. And I'm walking around. I'm like, okay, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty good. And I'm like, what is that? What? I am going to openly admit I don't have a ton of confidence in this game right off the bat. Most games that come in these weird little gimmicky containers typically don't tend to be great. I'm hoping this one is the opposite of that. I'm hoping this one actually delivers because as a gym rat, how can I pass up a game in a shaker cup that's called Don't Skip Leg Day and not expect to put this on my shelf? This will go on my shelf for the end of time. It will go up here, and it will sit here, and this game will be a part of my collection forever. I don't even know how the game plays. I just know it's in a shaker cup and says don't skip leg day. And there was no part of my soul that could walk past this and not buy it. So there you go. I now have a shaker cup in my board game collection. Be gone. And that's the last game. But I still got a few more things I picked up, so let's just throw them out here real quick. Nothing crazy. So I love Meeple Source. They are a fantastic company who comes out with fantastic things every single year. They give you upgrades to your favorite games. Well, Root is one of my favorite games, so I picked up some Meeple Source upgraded components for Root. It's got some super cool like nests in here for the birds and like logs and workshops and things like that for the cats. So tons of upgrades. I had to get that for Root. Root at our board game retreat that me and my friends do every year, which that vlog will be coming up in October, so stay tuned for that vlog. We go on it every year. It was the most played game at our retreat last year. We probably played Root 4 or 5 times, and everyone loved it. So I had to upgrade if everyone loves Root so much. Here's that. I also picked up this super cool, I guess we're going to call it a light box, essentially. I actually haven't even pulled it out to like turn it on or anything yet. Yeah, so it just comes with like one of these little battery-powered candles. You put it inside, and you put a different face on it, and it's just a cute little decoration. So for this one, I have a Pokeball, and then I also got the Jolly Roger flag for One Piece, the Straw Hat Jolly Roger. So I was able to get both of those. It's just a cute little light piece that I'll put up here on my thing, and I will be able to interchange the Pokeball and the One Piece Jolly Roger, because I am currently going through One Piece right now, and I'm also getting a Zoro tattoo right here in 2 weeks, actually. I have a tattoo vlog that I'm working on in the process of getting these as well. So I got this little cute light box. It wasn't expensive. I thought it was cool to throw on the shelf, so there you go. I was given some upgraded components for Basket Boss as well. They're nice little metal components. Like, I don't understand why they were so cheap. I got these for $1 for buying the game. I don't know if the girl behind the counter was mistaken or something, but these are very nice upgraded components that I got for just $1. Also, I have a pin board in my room in here as decoration, where I buy pins from Gen Con every year. If you're not familiar with the Pin Bazaar, you should get familiar with it. They have pins. It's so cool. Well, I had to pick up the Hotbox Pizza pin for this year and the official Gen Con 2024 pin to add to my board. Added those as well. This, of course, is the little bit holder that one of you guys, fan, gave to me at the Stink, literally day one. Super cool that so many people came up to me during Gen Con to talk to me, and it was insane that the very first person that recognized me and came to see me gave me this 3D printed bits holder that says Gen Con 2024. I thought that was super cool, and I will hold on to this and cherish it because it's the first gift you guys ever gave me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, next. So when I bought Horrified, they were running a special. It was buy one, get one half off, so you could buy World of Monsters and buy American Creatures half off. Well, I already have all the Horrified, and I could have bought the other one half off for Scott or Lucas who went with me, but the three of us tend not to buy the same games because most of our gaming is done together, so we try to avoid that. And I was like, man, I don't need any of these. Can I get something else? And they're like, well, we can give you this for free. So they gave me a Horrified Greek Monsters beanie. You know, it got Ravensburger on the back. You know, it's just a beanie, but it gets cold in Tennessee in the winter. I'll definitely be using this. I thought it was super cool that they had this as like a consolation prize. Like, oh, you can't do the thing? Take the thing. So we're like, okay, cool. Just got me a cute little beanie. And last thing in the box, I am a huge Pokemon fan. And my favorite Pokemon of all time, I had to get me a, oh my goodness, tear into it. That literally exploded. I was not trying to make this so difficult. This is where you insert the SpongeBob 1 hour later.
1 hour later.
So, as a huge Pokemon fan, my favorite Pokemon of all time is Rayquaza, however you want to say it. So I had to pick me up a Rayquaza miniature to go on my shelves. This is actually really nice quality as well. I really like this. Spoiler again for my future tattoo video, I'm also getting a Rayquaza tattoo right here, so I can't wait to show you guys all the tattoos. That will be coming hopefully at the beginning of next year. I'll have everything done that I want to get done for now, so stay tuned for that. Be sure you subscribe down below so that you can see all my future videos. But yeah, Last thing, I got me a Rayquaza miniature. And this is my Gen Con 2024 haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what game here you also picked up, or if you picked up some different games. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe down below. I got plenty more content coming y'all's way. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!